Hello everyone. Tonight I thought I'd show you some of the test lights that I use for working on cars. Now remember, this is only my hobby, so it's not my full-time job, so if anybody's got any better ideas or any other test lights that they use, chime in the chat, and it's always an excuse to buy another. Anyway, so here's just a few that I've built up over the last 35 years to use on cars. So here's the first one I like. This is just a normal H8 bulb. Now you can see that I like using this one for when you're measuring, say, blower motors. And I've got a couple of connectors made up here, and you just put it over the terminals and you use the blower motor switch and you can see if it's drawing a good load. Now what I like about this, you can see there it's drawing 3.5 amps, 3 amps. So that is a good load for, let me see if that, let's see if I do it on the camera. You can see that figure there, so that's giving the blower motor a good hefty load, and so that is a good test. Now, quickly moving on to the next one. Now see if you recognise this one. I love this little test light. Now, to be honest, I had this in my toolbox for years, and I'll just connect it up here, and I never bothered using it. But I'm sure you'll recognise who uses this on YouTube. This is what I call the Diagnosing test light. Now, it's brilliant for two reasons. Here we go. First of all, you can see it only draws 129 milliamps, and the light's quite good. See that wee cover in the light there? It's quite good when you're working outside in cars. You can actually see this wee test light, no bother at all. And the other thing I like about this test light, it is cheap as anything. As I say, I bought this, must be about 20 years ago, never used it. I seen Diagnosing using it, and you know how it is. Once your hero starts using something, you've got to use the same. So you can buy that one. I just bought another one today. I got that down at Euro Car Parts, and if you're in the UK it's going at £5.99, although I see it on I think is it eBay, similar things for £2–3. So it's an absolute brilliant little test light, and the thing I like using this one on is it's good for the basic relays. You know how on the control side it only really pulls about 100 milliamps? Well, that test light is absolutely ideal for the control side of a relay. You will not do any damage on any circuit, I would assume, with just over 100 milliamps. So, love that little test light. Another good thing about it is you get that wee cover, pop that on, so you will not stab yourself. So that's, as I say, you can get that one as well. So that's two test lights. The other one, now here's one I made up years ago. I'll just wire it in here. Now this is actually one I got out of Halfords, and I modified the bulb myself. So that's actually a 1 amp test light, and I just put red tape around it to say warning 1 amp. So you can see I've used this, I think I used this on the Nissan Micra, and I had it on too long, and you can see it's actually burnt the plastic stuff. So you can see that, I'm sure that pulls about 1 amp. So there you go, 700 milliamps. So near enough 1 amp. But a good test light. Oh, wait, let's get it in the shot there. A good test light, like that test light. So that's another one. Let's go for the next one. Now this is another Halfords test light I made up myself. I got rid of their bulb within it. I put this one in. So wire it up. So you can see actually here I've got tip X on it, and the tip X denotes that 300 milliamps. So if I connect that up there you go, 353 milliamps. So 300 is a good load. I really like that test light as well. I don't actually go for any particular test light, it's just whatever one comes handy to me you go for, you know how it is. Now here's another one, we'll all recognise this one. Take the cover off it. Anybody shout out for this one? Now this one is what I call the original man, Mr. Scanner Danner, and it's made by OTC. It's a 6333, and recognise the colour of this thing. It's red, and it only pulls 157 milliamps. Brilliant test light, and it's got the spike on the end as well, so it's really good for getting under fairly large connectors. You can get that in, and as Mr. Paul Danner does, he can check sparks with this. So when I seen Paul Danner had this, and I used to watch his videos years ago, he done miracles with this test light, so I said I have to buy this one. I actually got this off eBay, and it's through JB Tools website. In fact, I think I had my phone there with the details on it. Wait, just 2 seconds. I think I've got it up my phone here. Let's see. Ah, there it's there. Hopefully you can read that. Oh dear, something coming in for eBay. You can see Paul Danner's actually got his name at the bottom of this. It's called the official Scanner Danner test light. So it was $19. I think I ended up paying with import. I think it was about £21 or something like that. But it's a good wee test light that as well. So what's the next test light I have? Oh, put that one to the side. And here's a cluster of test lights. Now, I've seen that, you know, Ivan for Pine Hollow Diagnostics, I've seen him using test lights like this, but it's got connections here, but to be honest I've never used it, so I'll maybe get around to doing it one day. But I think they would go between, is it half an amp to maybe an amp and a bit, and you can obviously put the, I think that's the ground, and you can put the 3 of them together, and that gives it a hefty draw. But that's just another test light. You can get that from nothing. I just got that from my friend's old vehicle. So if you're absolutely skint, i.e. got no money, there's a test light. That works perfectly well. Here's another test light. Now you can see this Mac Tools. I definitely overpaid for this, and you can see this is just like you get the fancy box with a little alligator clip in it, and you also get that protection on it. I think this maybe pulls about 300 milliamps. This is really just a rebadged OTC, I would assume. And there we go. Mac Tools ET, I don't think, I'll just tell you, ET113X. See what this pulls. 229 milliamps. But I'm sure when I bought this, I got it for the Mac Tool van. I think that's about £35 or £40, so I definitely overpaid for that test light. And to be honest, the first test light I got, it actually broke there, and I took it back, and he wasn't actually too chuffed for me taking this thing back. So, but he ended up giving me another one, and I say I hardly ever use it. It's far too expensive. I'll just keep that for posterity purposes. So anything else I've got here? I've got to say, oh, here's one of my favourite test lights. You can see that there. A little Noid light, brilliant. I've had that thing, must be about 30 years. When fuel injection came out at first, I think I got that thing. Is this the original one? No, I got the original one off a snap-on van. I gave that away. But you can see it. Wait, I'll just bring it in and I'll focus it here. There we go. Sorry about the noise. Bosch PFI. So that, I'm sure that maybe, let's see if I can think of this up. But you see it working. I'm sure this maybe pulls about 200 milliamps on its own. So we'll try and connect to one side, see if this works here. Probably not. Let me see. No, I end up blow my meter. There we go. Working. There you go, 285 milliamps. So that little Noid light, you'll see it on the forums, people say, oh, don't use a Noid light because it doesn't pull enough. Well, that little thing pulls 285 milliamps, exactly the same as that test light there. So I can't see the reason for not using a Noid light. Other things I've bought over the years that I've never actually used, well, I've used the connections on this one. So I'll let you see this. This is from Laser. Now this is actually meant, it's actually quite good probes here. They're quite sharp and they get in quite well, and you can actually disconnect them from there and use your own probes into there. So the idea with this was to back probe fuel injectors, and I think it's green if it's negative switched or red if it's positive switched, as long as you've got your leads round the right way. So I think they were from Laser. Let me see. Laser Tools, there it's there. I'll bring you in and I'll focus again, sorry about the focus. This is the problems with a DSLR. The video video quality great, but see the focusing, oh man. 6322, that's from Laser Tools, and it's called, here we go, the Noid Light Set 6 piece. So would I recommend buying it? No really, but nice to have, as I say. So I would say that's my first mini review of some of the tools that I use. What I was going to do maybe next is maybe show you like my snap-on Veris. Well, I've showed that in other videos, or the diagnostic tools I use, and maybe even the power probes, or I'm trying to think of anything else that I use. But if you want to see anything I do use in more detail, just chime in and I can see how I can help you out. Anyway, I hope that helps you if you're in the market for a test light. Cheers!